complaining is what I do behind the shades that I withdrew. Mostly complaining is not my fault, so I just laugh and watch it fall apart.
Hello, and welcome to Mostly Complaining, the show that is mostly complaining. Mostly.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm Chuck Parker, your host. This is my co-host and producer, Sam Alvarado. Do we have any stuff at the top of the show to bring it?
No,
Or are we just
let's get right into
we're just going right into the shit, right into
Yeah.
the shit. That's good. That's what we
Mostly
do.
complaining.
Mostly complaining.
Let's get
That's why we call it this. So our first item on the docket: old people.
Just
Old people taking up space on the couch, taking up space in traffic, taking up space in Congress mostly.
Facts.
I mean, it really is, the fucking biggest tax-funded nursing home, that we have.
Yeah.
These are people that, probably we should question whether it's responsible to let them drive, and yet they're signing bills into law all the time.
I wouldn't let an old person run a microwave in my home, but we let them run the country.
We do let them run the country. I mean, the
many-
White House. I mean, do we need to say it? I mean, holy shit.
This topic.
Th-
It's a good one.
There's a lot of old
Good topic.
people.
There's so many old people things that we can complain about that we can make an entire episode on old people.
We could just do old
Yeah.
people,
No
the
offense.
elderly. Because the
Old
olds are they're ubiquitous. They're out of control. They're all over the place. And I think that we were sold this false bill of goods with the coronavirus. It was just we thought that all the old people would die. It's there's just all the old people would die. They're just getting wiped. No, there's plenty of olds still wandering around. So
mind-boggling. I saw one the other day. He came over to the warehouse that I work at, and he stood at the door, and I was like, "Come in." He's like, "No, I'll stay here. I was just recently exposed." I was like, "Why the fuck are you outside?
They're savvy fucks. They're savvy fucks.
They don't care.
No, they're holding on. They're holding on. But they will be gone eventually, Sam. And maybe I will say this: that we do need to learn things from our elders while they're still around. In particular, just absorbing your grandma's racism. And I'm not talking about just your regular racism, but racism against white people is back in vogue, and we want to
especially with old people.
We want to be specific about that. So I mean, your grandma can tell you the difference between lace curtain and shanty Irish. She can tell you, why about the neighbors who were Polacks and were lazy. She can tell you how Jews control the weather. There's lots of things you can learn from your grandma before she finally succumbs to COVID.
They're terrible twos, and we just expect babies, and we've shit on babies plenty. So
we've shit on babies.
So
yes.
While the reason old people, I think, easily fall into a complaint category is because there's also the terrible 72s, and basically that means that they revert back to their shittiness of being two. But they have all this experience now.
And they can vote. They vote in every election cycle.
Imagine if your toddler could vote, how much different this country would be.
If your toddler could vote, they wouldn't, because young people don't fucking vote. We had this fucking thing happen with Roe v. Wade being overturned, and you would think, you think that would introduce young people into what the fucking midterms are. But I fucking doubt it. I guarantee you, all these old fucks though, they are going to fucking
voting.
be there.
Yeah, they're all voting.
Are we needing to go to the next topic, Sam? Is that what's
we're
what's
about
happening?
there. Yeah.
We're about there.
We're about there already.
Okay. So
Already.
We're going to go off on the olds.
That's a whole episode.
Again, it's a big topic. It's something that we can come back to this fucking well.
Racists.
But right now, we're going back into another thing of societal importance, Sam. This morning's burrito. My breakfast was dissatisfactory.
Did you get it from somewhere, or did you make it yourself?
It was from Flederflicos.
Oh, that's a
Flederflicos or
okay.
Fligerbertos. I'm making.
That's how I expected you to say that, actually.
Yes.
Accurate.
You do not want, some of these, Mexican, chain food restaurants to come after you. They have a strong legal team. It's like Scientology.
You know what they say?
But anyhow, the burrito was barely a fucking burrito. It's falling apart, much like our society or my last marriage. There's a lot of consistency there. There's just grease coming off of it, and it's like, wait, this is hardly a burrito at all. And you try to put it back together. You try to come up with little accoutrements. Maybe throw away the greasy wrapper and put it on a paper plate. But you all the king's horses and all the king's men. Can't quite fucking put the burrito back together. And then that you're not getting the burrito experience. It's not a burrito, and it's not really a marriage. It's not really a society. Maybe we're not talking about the burrito anymore, but at the same time, you're trying, but you're trying. You're eating it like a burrito, but it is cease being a burrito.
Well, like your marriage, once that thin veil of happy tortilla falls apart on the outside,
once that end comes off, it's all fucking over.
Yeah,
what kind of rolling was that in the first place? What kind of thought or purpose went into the construction of this burrito in the first place? Completely fucking half-assed.
Minimum wage.
Yeah, minimum wage. And what do we expect? I mean, honestly, what do we expect?
Yeah. That's what you get for choosing burritos. You could have chosen just scrambled eggs. Use a fork.
I could have. I could have. Just abandoned the tortilla and really, and then that's what it would have been.
Yeah, it's all Mexican food is the exact same thing. It's tortilla with meat, cheese, lettuce, and tomato. What's a burrito? Tortilla, meat, cheese, lettuce, tomato. What's a tostada? Tortilla, meat, cheese, lettuce, and tomato. What is a chalupa? Tortilla.
Well, and the thing is, Sam, is you could have just had an open relationship, or
like
bring another guy into the mix. I don't know.
Yeah.
That could have fucking worked, or maybe some hots. The fucking you use the green sauce. Like the verde. I don't know. Fucking who's to say that we shouldn't have some kind of direct democracy, sort of an anarcho-syndicalism, maybe the government is too big, we've got too many states, and society wasn't meant to be this patchwork of, different cultures, maybe we need more autonomous collectives,
That sounds like you're looking towards, unionizing certain states with each other and kind of separating from the federal.
Yeah, just a basic 19th century anarcho-syndicalism, on top of which the fucking thing, it was kind of cold in the middle at the same time. Some of it was not, it doesn't, it's like you put cold cheese, and you expect it to melt, but I digress.
Yeah. I'm sorry about your morning burrito. That's unfortunate.
I'm sorry about the burrito. I'm sorry about the relationship. I'm sorry about...
This isn't mostly apologizing.
Yeah.
Fuck that burrito.
Yeah.
Fuck that burrito. It was also your fault for probably putting too much into it.
Probably projecting.
You know what they say?
Projecting a little bit.
Don't put all your ingredients into one burrito.
On breakfast, yeah.
Don't.
But
lunch burrito?
This is another special episode of Mostly Complaining. We actually have a guest complainer.
Yeah. I don't think complainant.
Complainant isn't a thing.
It might be a thing.
That sounds like plaintiff.
Yeah, no.
Complainant?
Yeah, no, not complaintives.
I don't think that's a word.
Let's not get too much into that.
Let's not get too much into it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I get
Very
to go
excited.
So,
everybody, we are going to switch over and we're going to bring in very funny Tripp Stelnicki. So prepared to be blown away by his complaints. Yes.
Hello, I'm Tripp Stelnicki, and I'm here to complain. Thank you for having me, Chuck.
Thank you for being here, Tripp.
It's really been a great show so far. I liked the opening segment talking
Yes.
about the genocide of the elderly. I thought that was
Yes.
thought-provoking.
Yeah, I mean, it came out better than I ever could have thought it could.
Yeah, and I like any segment or any sentence really that starts with, and here's the thing about the coronavirus. That really was
God.
good.
Yeah.
My ears perk up when someone has a hot take about the coronavirus.
You want to make hay while the sun is shining, Tripp.
You know, when I lost all my respect for the coronavirus was when it had the chance to kill Donald Trump, and
It
it
did.
couldn't get the job done.
No.
That was a
No,
layup.
couldn't do it. That seems like
What kind of shitty virus couldn't make that gimme putt?
Yeah.
COVID killed millions of people, and none of the right ones.
None of the right ones.
That
None of the
was-
right ones were murdered.
I mean,
or
not a
killed.
single
Yeah.
podcaster
No.
bit the dust with COVID. There's more now than at the start of the pandemic.
No.
Explain that, Fauci.
Yeah.
You've been good? You've been good? You
I've
doing all
I've
right?
been good. Hot outside, Tripp.
Hot. It is a hot day, man.
It is
Whew, sweaty.
just hot and sweaty. I think there's some rain, maybe.
Some rain in the forecast?
Rain,
Okay, good.
just some moisture. So humidity.
That's
that
good.
just
We need
that
the moisture.
index. God, you need the rain.
We need it.
You're in-
Those
in a
clouds
drought, people.
Those
In a
clouds,
drought.
Those clouds over the mountains. Woo,
Yeah.
hello.
Yep.
Come on. We
Yep.
need you.
Yeah, cumulus, I believe.
Cumulus? Cumulus.
Yeah,
Cumulus.
cumulus?
Do we want to name different clouds?
Stratus. We can.
I am enjoying the weather talk, but
Yeah.
I feel like we should get into my first complaint.
We should.
My first complaint. Idle small talk and stupid chit chat.
I see what you did there.
Number one, small talk. That's it. You know when you say hello to someone and you say something like, good morning, and they say, hi, how you doing? Good morning. Okay, I'd rather you walked in here and shot me. I would rather be shot in the mouth than assaulted with your personality. That is so, who do you think you are, Ted Lasso, all right? Ted Lasso was a serial killer, okay? The happy, chipper, and especially nowadays. When someone's in a good mood nowadays, what are you, a fucking oil and gas CEO? Shut the fuck up. I don't need your good mood raining on my self-hatred and self-awareness. It's bullshit. And here's the thing that really gets my goose about that, Chuck, is no one who's actually in a good mood is gonna assault you with their personality like that. Because when you're in a good mood, the last thing you want to do is spoil it by sharing it with someone else.
Yeah.
When you're in a good mood, I don't care about you. I'm not gonna try. You people who are like a smile is contagious.
There's something sinister about this smile. This is it's a pernicious.
A smile is contagious.
yeah.
You mean like a disease? Go home.
Yeah.
And keep yourself in quarantine until that thing has been knocked off your face. This is why people liked Bernie Sanders, I think, in my opinion.
They did.
Because
He's
he didn't fake it.
No, he's a grumpy old fuck.
He was in a very bad mood all the time.
Yes.
And
it was refreshing.
Very refreshing.
Yes.
They'd have him on a show, they'd be like, welcome, Senator Sanders, we're so glad to be here. And he'd be like, I'm not at all. I hate you, I hate your viewers, but I will fight for you. And you're like, I think I believe him.
No, it's very believable that he would hate all
Bernie
of
Sanders
us.
isn't going to sing you happy birthday. You know what I mean?
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I do. I take your point. There's people that, if they were really in such a great mood, they wouldn't be so open about it.
No.
They wouldn't be, trying to make it your fucking problem.
Exactly. No, the most depressed person on earth. This is my impression of the most depressed person on earth. Are you ready? Hey, Chuck. How you doing? Are you having fun today, Chuck?
Oh, God.
That person is...
That person should be shot in the face. I think they should be shot in the face.
That person is one negative comment away from offing themselves. They are truly on the knife's edge.
They're on the knife's edge.
You can see the twitch when they're smiling they're shouting their happiness into your face. Oh, that person is truly right there. They are one bad day away.
Well, I can't argue with that, you know. I mean, but you know, it never seems to happen. You know, I mean,
No, it's never the
seems
ones
to
you want.
manifest. Never the
No.
ones you want.
Well, that's partly why I enjoy the structure and the premise of this show, because there's no room for mirth here. It's very straight to let's stick to our complaints.
Yes.
And I have another one.
Yes. And please continue. Please.
I have several.
Please.
I do want to congratulate you and Sam on having such a. I think the show, I've watched all the previous episodes, and I congratulate you guys on what I think is a very progressive, open-minded bent. I think, and
yeah.
that's to be lauded. But my number 2 complaint is immigrants. It's time. I can't even do it. My number 2 complaint is immigrants. And it's not
Go on.
It's not what you hear on all the cable news channels. It's a different. I know people, Chuck, who want to move to America, and I think they are the stupidest people I've ever known.
Yeah.
There are people in my life
Yeah.
who are very excited about moving to America
Oh my God.
later this year, and I think
Where are they living?
South America, and they can't wait to come to North America.
Oh my God.
We're the worst one in North America,
Yes.
and they're like they picked there's 3 countries in North America. They picked the 3rd of 3, and they are over the moon excited about it. And I want to shake them. Are you fucking awake? What are you talking about? They've been following the news. They're still excited. There was an item in the news recently about it was a gun bill in Congress, and these people they sent us an email and they said, hey everybody in our family and friends, please contact your senators so that we can make sure that this gun bill that we're following from South America gets passed. I almost had a stroke.
Oh my God.
Call my senators.
Yeah, are you fucking kidding me?
There's going to be a very steep learning curve for these poor motherfuckers when they arrive in North America.
Call your senators.
Call your senators. Call your senators. Call your goddamn senators.
Oh.
What are you going to say to them? Call your senators. Call your senators.
Hello, Mr. Senator.
Oh, it's good to hear from you.
That I would like to say to you.
Would you? Click. That's call your fucking senators. I've never written a joke funnier than call your senators.
Oh, God.
I've had enough of these immigrants with their hopes and their dreams. You want to come to America? Get the fuck out of my sight. That's like if your house was burning down and somebody showed up on your stoop like, nice place you got here. I think me and my family are going to move in. Get out of the way. Save yourself. You're part of the problem now. You're in the way, is what it is.
Just needs a little sprucing up,
Oh,
you know?
sure,
I mean,
yes.
Holy shit, you know, it's a little warm.
Yeah, sure,
You know?
there's an open blaze taking down the 2nd and 3rd stories, but it's a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
There's a lot to look forward to here in America. Get the fuck out of town. Literally, the immigrants.
Yeah, hey, but you know, land of opportunity to complain, and that is one of the things that's enshrined in the schmooshin.
Sure, so it was once. I believe that was James Madison who wrote that.
James Madison, yeah. Thou shalt be able to complain. The schmoosh.
They really shouldn't have allowed him to write those important
He was
documents.
30 years old. I mean,
And
like,
he was
so
demented
young,
at that point.
yeah.
But it was a different era.
He had hemorrhoids too, like
Did he?
really terrible hemorrhoids.
Famously
James
hemorrhoids?
Madison, yeah.
I tell you what, if my hemorrhoids were ever the subject of history,
Had to stop a carriage ride. And,
That's
on
tough.
the way to,
and these are facts. That
these
you're
are
saying?
facts. Oh yeah, if you read
And
the
we know
biography
this
on
about.
James Madison.
Can I do a quick sidebar on this note?
Sure.
I'm reading a book about the French Revolution. Sick brag, I know. There's a part in this book where they talk about how Henry the 16th didn't know how to have sex with Marie Antoinette, and they for the first. This was in the book. The first 7 years of their marriage, he would stick it in, leave it there, no movement, for 2 minutes, and then withdraw and go back to his separate quarters. And I'm reading this going, I know that in 3 chapters he gets his head chopped off, but this is way worse.
Yeah.
This is...
That's bad. He's a Habsburg, wasn't he?
I think Marie Antoinette was. Actually. I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah.
See, I'm too focused on the fact that he doesn't know how to use his dick.
How to use his dick?
This is 600 years later, and people are reading about this. I would be...
That's fucking hilarious.
Way worse than getting decapitated.
It's pretty tragic. It is kind of worse than getting decapitated.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, plenty of emperors and kings have been decapitated, but I mean, I don't know anything about Napoleon's dick, and for that reason, I respect him.
Yes.
Should we move on to another complaint?
Yes, we should. We should. Yep. All right.
Number
What do we
3.
got?
Number 3 complaint: superheroes. I've had enough, Chuck.
Yeah.
I've had enough of all the TV shows and all the movies about superheroes.
Yeah.
Superheroes. Take a hike, take a lap, whatever it is you do to blow off steam, leave me alone, these superheroes. Because what are the superheroes really doing for us, Chuck? They're fighting crime?
Gosh, it seems like they're doing a lot of property damage.
They're doing a lot of harassing of the working class.
Yes.
All they
my God.
do, Batman is cleaning up the streets of Gotham. What did he do? He beat the hell out of a mugger on the subway?
Yeah.
You're telling me he assaulted a mentally ill man? And I'm supposed to thank him for this?
Yep. And with privatization of the police, once again,
It's they're cops, basically, is what they are. They're glorified police officers.
But there's no union. There's no actual accountability. It's not like they can be hired or fired by any sort of municipal, government.
No,
that is
you're
voted
describing
into
police
office.
officers.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. So I think my biggest problem is with Spider-Man. Actually, I don't care for Spider-Man at all.
He's underage. He's underage.
Number 1, you took the words right out of my mouth. I don't care for teenagers who try to get involved.
Yeah. Oh,
go to bed.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Go to bed.
Get out of here.
Go play fucking PlayStation.
Spider-Man, Greta with the climate change, all the ugly children on Stranger Things.
Oh my God.
Get out of my face.
Get the fuck out of here. Man.
Ugh. With their wanting to be involved. Shut up.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Go smoke a cigarette and go to bed.
Please start drinking. Do some drugs.
Spider-Man's whole thing is that he's a friendly neighborhood spider. There's nothing friendly about Spider-Man's neighborhood.
No, he's jizzing out of his wrists constantly.
He's just harassing the working class. You got people trying to get to work, and they're just covered in webs. Thanks, Peter. You know, Jimmy John's takes the cleaning costs of this apron out of my paycheck. So thanks a whole bunch, Peter, for all the cleaning up of our neighborhood. You're just gentrifying is what you're doing, you little motherfucker. You're gentrifying this. This used to be a mom and pop neighborhood. Now we all work at microbreweries now, Spider-Man, thanks to all your crime fighting. The only thing more toasted than our labor union is all these hops we're drinking against our will. Thanks for all your help, Spider-Man.
Yep, it's just a fucking influx of IPAs.
I do like an IPA, I can't pretend. But there's a limit. There's a limit, Chuck, to the amount of hops. You ever get double IPA?
That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of hops.
Less.
And Spider-Man isn't helping any of it.
No, he sure isn't. I don't care. I mean, it's truly all these guys. Superman, he worked for a newspaper.
It's
what a clown.
Again, it's another illegal alien who's turned into a weapon of war.
Yeah.
On top of that he's infiltrated the press.
Look, I mean, I already said what I had to say about
who's
immigrants,
writing against Superman. Really, who is it? I mean, he works for the Daily fucking Planet.
He's a newspaper reporter. Here's my impression of every newspaper reporter. Ready? Well, this is what the police had to say. The end. That's Superman? He's supposed to be our guy? Get the hell out of here. All right. I think I have time for one more complaint.
Okay, yeah, let's give it to us.
My last complaint is being horny.
Ugh. That's the worst.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years old. I'm in a nice committed relationship.
Yeah.
I don't need this constant hormonal bullshit.
Yeah, it's a prison.
It is a prison, and there's no fucking parole. What I tell you what, I could be in an airplane, in a window seat, looking down, and I will spot a nice ass.
Yeah.
From 20,000
Oh my God.
feet. What
yeah.
is that? Why is my brain... I can't remember a conversation we had yesterday.
No.
And my brain will spot and lock in on a nice ass in my peripheral.
It's amazing what the mind can do.
Why is that? I don't want that to be taking up any space.
I don't know, but this is how society has been built. I learned this by
painful.
trying to not jerk off. The no fap movement. I'm
Sure.
part of. I'm trying to be part of that.
I've tried.
Done
I've
it?
tried.
Okay, but think about it. Like by the fourth day, you're like
Ooh.
doing quadratic equations. You're doing Da Vinci like sketches
if
to
you're
like
not-
solve a fucking problem. You're building like pyramids and shit like
If
that.
you're not institutionalized by the fourth day of not jerking off, I think.
But I mean, that's what the old school did. I mean, like, because you either got married or you like got hooers.
Horrible stuff.
But yeah, that's how you got like giant columns and fucking Gothic fucking fucking
Right.
temples and
How
shit
did
like
they build
that.
the
fucking
pyramids?
build-
Slavery
and not coming enough. Yeah.
Forced celibacy.
Yes.
That is how you get great works, the great works of mankind. I'll tell you a brief story about my. This is when I knew my horniness was out of control.
Yes.
This is a true story.
Yeah.
Chuck. I was driving recently, and of course I was texting, and I was near my house, so I know the road. I'm paying even less attention than normal because I'm almost to my house. I'm driving, and I see out of my peripheral a child, and this child was on a tricycle bulleting. I saw his head go under the wheels of my car. This is a true story. My head fell out of my head. I braked as hard as I could, and I saw him go under, and I was waiting to feel it. That's how close this was.
Wow, you're just waiting for that clunk.
I was traumatized by this. I didn't hit him. I braked as hard as I could, and I stopped just in time, and I was outside of my body. I was truly like, it was a war. I was slumped back in the seat of my car, and I came to, and his mother was at the window of my car. And she was tapping on the window, and she was crying, and I realized I was crying.
Yeah.
I was, it was horrible, near death. That would have been, that kind of thing happens. And I rolled down my window, and she was just saying, thank you, over and over. And I was still foggy, and, I'm just not even here. And I rolled down the window, and she's saying, thank you, and she's saying, my name is Linda. My name is Linda. What's your name? She's trying to bring me back. And I click in, and I look, and the first thought I have is, hell of a pair of tits on Linda.
I was just thinking exactly that. Yeah.
That's not fair. That was my brain.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
choose
the first
that.
thing. No.
That was instinct.
It happens.
That was a haunting day.
a haunting.
And so I've been hanging out a bit with Linda. The kid's a nuisance, but that was eye-opening, to say the least.
Hey.
Yeah. And I think that's all my complaints. I have more, but this show can't go on.
It can't
to
go
infinity,
on forever,
can it?
but it's good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah, good to
about,
share some complaints.
It's good, dude. Well, thank you so much for telling us your complaints
Well,
and
thank you
all
for
about
having
Linda's
me.
tits.
Well, I highly recommend.
Yeah.
Have you? I'm a little unsure. I don't know. I haven't done this show before, obviously, but where did Sam go?
Oh, Sam. Let's see.
Oh, is it back here? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Seems about right.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Okay.
There he is.
All right. Well, this has been Mostly Complaining. Like and subscribe and
Like and subscribe.
do all the things, and we're out. Thank you very much.
This apartment